Kentucky basketball fans are anxiously counting down the hours until the Wildcats play for the national championship. UK will face Connecticut tonight around 9:10 right here on WYMT, and the Cats are hoping to win the school's 9th national title. WYMT's Tanner Hesterberg is live outside AT&T Stadium in North Texas to begin our coverage. Tanner?
Hey, Steve, you know, so much has been made about how unlikely of a national championship game this is. Kentucky being an 8 seed, UConn being a 7 seed. It's the highest combined seed total in the history of the NCAA national championship game. But all that is out the door now. We're here. It's now. It's happening. Behind me tonight at AT&T Stadium, the Cats and Huskies will face off for the national championship. And Kentucky coach John Calipari is very familiar with UConn's program. Cal coached against UConn several times when he was at UMass, and tonight he leads his Wildcats against the Huskies for the national championship.
And it was a rivalry. We wanted it to be. They did not, which I don't blame them. They were in the Big East. We were in the Atlantic 10. Yeah, we really didn't play each other, but you had two teams going at each other, and all I can tell you is I've always had respect for the program, the players in it. I've gotten along with all those kids that were in that program.
Now, a quick injury update for the Wildcats. Sophomore big man Willie Cauley-Stein will not play tonight. Of course, that comes as no surprise, still battling that injury he suffered in the game against Louisville in the Sweet 16. But another big man and another sophomore, Alex Poythress, should be good to go tonight. It's interesting, Poythress actually got injured when he got stuck at the bottom of the dog pile when the Cats were celebrating after the last-second win over Wisconsin in the Final Four. We'll have two more live reports coming up from here in Arlington, Texas, during Mountain News at 6. For now, reporting live. Steve, back to you.
All right, Tanner, thank you very much. Look forward to your coverage later.
Coming up on Mountain News Night Watch.
Kentucky and Connecticut square off for the men's basketball national championship. I'm Tanner Hesterberg outside AT&T Stadium in North Texas. I'll have a recap and highlights of the game coming up.
Well, Wildcat fans are seeing blue with the loss in the national championship. It was a close game at the end, but just not enough for number 9. WYMT's Tanner Hesterberg continues our Big Blue coverage live in Arlington, Texas. Tanner?
Well, good evening, Steve. A very quiet night here in Arlington, Texas. A few UConn fans passing by, chanting in celebration. But this crowd, this very pro-Kentucky crowd, quiet as they're walking out here from AT&T Stadium as the Cats fall short of college basketball's ultimate prize by 6 points, 60-54. A very disappointing final chapter in what was otherwise an incredible story for this young Kentucky team. 5 freshmen, just the second team ever to take a starting 5 consisting of all freshmen to the championship game. Of course, Michigan's Fab 5 did it back in 1992, and unfortunately for the Cats, they suffered the same fate, losing in the national championship game. Let's roll some more highlights and we'll throw some stats at you. First of all, it's worth mentioning that the script for this game played out exactly like it did in the previous 4 games for Kentucky. They fall behind big in the first half, close the gap before halftime. The only difference is tonight Kentucky was unable to get over the hump in the second half. In fact, Kentucky never led this game. The game was tied at 2 and it was tied at 6, but those were the only times it was tied. Kentucky never led. UConn takes this one wire to wire. The Huskies got up by 15 points in the first half. Kentucky closed out the half, got it to within 4 at the break. Kentucky down by 4, but the Cats unable to hit free throws, as you mentioned, Steve. A lot of criticism going toward Julius Randle. Randle certainly did not have what you would call a bad game, but a lot of observers, a lot of critics think maybe Randle should have been a little bit more aggressive inside, and Kentucky should have exploited its big size advantage against the Huskies. Again, 60-54 the final. Connecticut defeats Kentucky to win its 4th national title. The Wildcats fall short.
And what an incredible ride it's been for you. You've been with them every step of the way. Tell me about the journey you've been on. It seems like you've been gone a month.
Yeah, well, I think I have been gone a month between the trip to Indianapolis last week and this trip to Dallas, which was a 2-day drive. I literally just had time to get home, run my suitcase through the washer and dryer, and hit the road again. But, you know, we really owe Kentucky reporters and fans both a huge thank you for what an incredible ride this has been. I think if you would have asked a lot of people at the beginning of the regular season if they expected Kentucky to be here, a resounding yes would have been the answer, but they kind of limp into the postseason. They have a good showing at the SEC tournament. We were there in Atlanta. They win 2 games and nearly upset top-seeded Florida in the SEC championship. They get hot in the NCAA tournament. Aaron Harrison will be remembered as a legend forever in the mind of Kentucky basketball fans for the big three-pointers he hit against Louisville, Michigan, and then Wisconsin consecutively. Let's not forget Kentucky would not have even been playing in this national championship game tonight if Aaron Harrison had not drilled that clutch 3 with 5 seconds and some change remaining in the Final Four to give UK the 1-point victory. So plenty to be proud of for Kentucky fans. I feel like I'm hosting a little bit of a group therapy session here for all the Kentucky fans out there who are tuning us in on our post-game coverage.
Posthumous rebound down the floor, wide open. Here comes Angelo Warner with the tomahawk by Slamma-Jamma.
If this is music to the ears of Morehead State fans, Chuck Mraz is the composer.
Inside the lane, Posthumous kick right corner. Kelly fakes a man in the air. He'll shoot the 3. Swift.
Mraz has been the radio voice of the Eagles for 25 years, painting a picture for MSU basketball and football fans.
I had really kind of thought I'd probably be here about 4 or 5 years and move on to something else, but I kind of liked it, so I stayed. I know that I probably could have made more money doing something else or working someplace bigger or whatever, if you want to say that, but it really was never about that to begin with. When I got into this, I wanted to do something I enjoyed, and I enjoy this.
Mraz moved to Morehead from Chicago in 1986, and since then has broadcast more than 900 athletic events.
The 3!
Mraz was behind the microphone when MSU upset Louisville in the 2011 NCAA tournament, a moment he calls the highlight of his career.
Short pass in, Siva, 3 seconds at midcourt, far side Mira, in the Fareed, blocked by Fareed, the Eagles have upset the Cardinals of Louisville, the Eagles have upset the Cardinals of Louisville.
Well, even though they didn't see the result they were hoping for, hundreds of Williamsburg fans cheered on their Yellow Jackets today in Bowling Green. WYMT's Tanner Hesterberg spoke to a few of them about how exciting it was to play for a state championship for a 2nd straight year.
Williamsburg fell agonizingly short of its first state title, losing to Mayfield 28-27 in overtime. However, Yellow Jackets fans made their presence felt here at LT Smith Stadium. There was a lot of orange and black in the stands Saturday as Williamsburg played for the Class A state title for the 2nd time in a row.
It's awesome. We got a good stand, good crowd here today, and these kids, they work hard. They deserve nothing more than this title game.
To be a small Class A school like we are, it's outstanding what these kids have accomplished. I live right behind the football field at the high school, and Thanksgiving Day, they were out there working. So I know what it means to them. It means everything to them.
Some fans even got creative in how they cheered for their Yellow Jackets. That is an amazing hat.
Oh, thank you. Being a teacher, I always wear hats. And the team would always want to know what my hat was going to be like for each year. So I had to have a hat for this year.
School administrators say playing for a state title provides great exposure for the school and the community.
With the play-by-play of this evening's contest, Mr. Tanner Hesterberg.
Thank you, Jim. Letcher Central winning the coin toss, electing to receive Jalen Williams. Hunter Hall back deep for the Cougars. Kicking it off for Madison Southern, Garrison Watts, the senior. Opening round of the Class 5A playoffs underway here tonight in Whitesburg, and it's Hall fielding at his own 8-yard line, looking for a good return, and gets by the first wave. This is Hunter Hall. He may go. The opening kickoff taken back 92 yards for a touchdown by Hunter Hall.